Lucas was determined to leave his past behind. After a painful divorce and the loss of his job, he saw the small town of Alvarada as a chance to start over. He bought an old house, enchanted by its rustic charm and lush garden. Little did he know that the house held secrets that would change his life forever. The first person Lucas met was Clara, the neighbor next door. She was beautiful, with long, dark hair that contrasted with her pale skin. Clara welcomed him with a warm smile and a plate of homemade cookies. Quickly, a friendship developed between them, and Lucas began to feel something more for her. Clara was kind, caring, and always knew what to say to comfort him. One night, returning home after a long day at work, Lucas found a woman in his garden. She was facing away from him, admiring the flowers he had recently planted. When she turned around, Lucas was speechless. Helena was stunning, with piercing green eyes and an air of mystery that intrigued him. "Sorry for the intrusion," Helena said with an enigmatic smile. "I'm your new neighbor. I just moved into the house across the street." Lucas felt immediately attracted to Helena. There was something about her that sparked an almost obsessive curiosity. In the days that followed, he found himself torn between Clara and Helena, each woman exerting a different kind of fascination over him. Clara, with her sweetness and kindness, made Lucas feel safe and loved. Helena, with her mystery and intensity, provoked an overwhelming passion in him. Lucas was caught in a dilemma, not knowing which path to follow. What he didn't know was that both paths led to darkness. One evening, Lucas invited Clara over for dinner. They talked for hours, and Lucas felt more connected to her than ever. As the night grew late, Clara suddenly became tense, her eyes darting toward the window. "What's wrong?" Lucas asked, concerned. "Nothing," Clara replied quickly. "I should go. It's getting late." After Clara left, Lucas couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. He went to bed but was awakened in the middle of the night by strange noises coming from the garden. When he went to investigate, he found nothing out of the ordinary, but the feeling of being watched lingered. The next day, Lucas decided to visit Helena. Her house was filled with antique furniture and the scent of incense. They spent the afternoon talking, and Lucas felt a strong connection to her. As he was about to leave, Helena grabbed his hand. "Lucas, be careful with Clara," she whispered. "She's not who she seems." Confused and alarmed, Lucas asked Helena what she meant, but she refused to say more. The cryptic warning haunted him as he tried to piece together what was happening. Over the next few days, he noticed strange occurrences around his house, objects moving on their own, cold drafts in warm rooms, and whispering voices that seemed to come from nowhere. One night, as Lucas was drifting off to sleep, he heard a soft voice calling his name. He opened his eyes to see Clara standing at the foot of his bed, her eyes wide with fear. "Lucas, you have to leave this place," she said urgently. "It's not safe here." Before he could respond, Clara vanished, leaving Lucas trembling with fear. Desperate for answers, he sought out an old historian in the town who specialized in local legends. The historian told him a chilling tale of two women who had lived in his house over a century ago, both of whom had been married to the same man. The man had mysteriously died, and the women disappeared, their spirits said to haunt the house ever since. As the days passed, Lucas felt himself slipping further into madness. He couldn't escape the feeling that both Clara and Helena were somehow connected to the dark history of his home. The love triangle had become a sinister game, and Lucas was the unwitting pawn. One stormy night, Lucas confronted Helena, demanding to know the truth. She confessed that she and Clara were the spirits of the two wives, trapped in a never-ending cycle of jealousy and revenge. They had been drawn to Lucas, hoping that his love could break the curse that bound them. "Only one of us can be free," Helena said, tears streaming down her face. "And the choice is yours." Lucas, torn and terrified, realized that his affection for both women had made him a target of their eternal struggle. With a heavy heart, he knew he had to make an impossible decision. But before he could speak, Clara appeared, her face contorted with anger. "You can't choose her!" Clara screamed. "She betrayed me, and she'll betray you too." As the storm raged outside, the house trembled with the fury of the two spirits. Lucas felt himself being pulled into the darkness that consumed the house. With a final, desperate act of love, he reached out to both women, hoping to unite them and end their suffering. In that moment, the storm ceased, and an eerie silence fell over the house. Lucas found himself alone, the spirits of Clara and Helena finally at peace. But the house remained haunted, a reminder of the tragic love that had ensnared him. Lucas left Alvorada, forever marked by the horror and love that had nearly destroyed him. The town whispered of the man who had dared to love two wives and lived to tell the tale. But Lucas knew that some secrets were better left buried, and some loves were destined to haunt forever.